Hello guys, how are you all? Welcome to my channel. So, today we are gonna see, what if Hokage Naruto went back in time, part 1. Subscribe if you enjoy the video, let's start the story. Naruto never planned on dying. He had recently been crowned Hokage. He had Hinata by his side, and his son and daughter. Life was good, but for some reason it couldn't stay that way. He was bleeding heavily, he had lost all feelings in his left side, and his vision was blurring. He could feel Hinata gently squeezing his left hand, whispering soothing words, as he saw Sakura approaching, probably ready to try and heal him. Naruto smiled. He looked at Hinata, filling his heart with joy and sadness. "Hinata," he said. She nodded carefully as she stopped her whispering. "Take care of Boruto and Himawari for me, the village, make sure that someone good will take care of it for me. Please act in my place until the council finds someone suitable as Hokage." "I get." A voice interrupted. Naruto blinked and found himself inside his mindscape, looking at the great nine tails. "Kurama, if you didn't notice, I'm busy dying," Naruto said. Kurama snorted. "Like you should die here. I know that you are meant for more, Naruto, now please, let me do my thing," Kurama said and waved with his tails. Naruto nodded and Kurama's eyes closed in concentration. "I need you to weave some hand signs. There are many, but you can't not lose focus and make a mistake." Naruto looked at him puzzled. "What are you going to do?" he asked. Kurama grinned slightly. "I have to send you back somewhere. I need you to take one of your best memories and focus on it, do not waver," Kurama explained. "Hurry, you're losing chakra quickly, we must do it now." Naruto nodded. "Hinata. I love you, I will always love you," he said as he hugged Hinata closely before he started making hand signs as Kurama guided him along the way. "Naruto. What are you doing?" Hinata asked. Naruto gave her a grin. "I'm going to defy fate again, believe it," Naruto said and closed his eyes in concentration. Kurama suddenly blasted a huge amount of chakra into the system, straining Naruto's chakra network, even though he already had much more chakra than your average, perhaps even Kage. Naruto screamed in pain as his seal flared and started tearing apart, forcefully trying to remove Kurama. "Kurama. What is happening?" Naruto shouted out loud. Hinata grabbed his hand and Sakura started pushing her healing chakra into him. "Sakura, stop. Don't heal," Naruto said, his voice much darker and more feral. Sakura withdrew her hands like they had been burned. Naruto flashed through the remaining hand signs before he felt his consciousness being ripped away. Naruto opened his eyes. Sunlight blinded him momentarily before he took in his surroundings. "What?" Naruto said and sat up. He was currently in a bed in a room that resembled his old bedroom from when he was a genin. "Kurama?" he asked out loud. No reply. Naruto groaned. His body was sore all over and he couldn't get in contact with the furry tenant of his. He looked at his nightstand, finding a pair of green goggles with the name Naruto written on a small patch on top of it. Naruto smiled. He wore them a lot before he became genin, almost all the time. He suddenly got a chill, noticing that he was still wearing his pajamas. He hurried over to the closet where he found several sets of an orange jumpsuit. "What?" Naruto said. He quickly went over to the large mirror he had beside a cupboard. He gazed over his much smaller, less muscular, 12-year-old body. "What?" he shouted. He ran a hand through his hair. Kurama had said something about going back, but Naruto hadn't really thought of a specific memory. He thought about the day he became genin momentarily before he lost consciousness, but he couldn't possibly actually be in the past. He threw off his shirt and sent chakra to the seal. A secure 8-trigram seal appeared on his stomach. Naruto groaned. He grabbed a black t-shirt and a pair of orange pants from his closet, removing the rest of his nightwear before changing. "Wait, if I went back to the day I graduated, doesn't it mean that I have to go to the academy? What time is it?" Naruto spoke out loud as he hurried into the kitchen where his clock was. "I'm gonna be late," Naruto shouted as he ran out of the apartment. He gathered chakra to his legs and found himself suddenly going at a much greater speed than what he actually meant to. He found himself at the academy, hurrying into the building. He rounded the hall as he saw his old classroom, her current, or is it old now that he is graduating? Naruto shook his head as he opened the door. Iruka was explaining the rules of the exam, the class being a little quiet, but not more than normal. "Naruto? How could you be late for such an important day?" Iruka shouted. Naruto cringed. He laughed nervously and ran a hand through his hair again. It really was a habit he had gathered over the years, the stress of being Hokage for nearly 6 months, actually taking a toll on him. He did love the job, but the amount of paperwork and bratty geniuses was a little much at times. "I'm sorry, Iruka-sensei, I didn't feel so well today," Naruto said sheepishly. Iruka looked at him carefully. "Well, you don't seem too ill now, go sit down." Naruto spotted Ino and Sakura sitting in the row with Sasuke. Had he been there early, he probably would have sat next to Sasuke, only to be knocked over by Sakura if he remembered correctly. He saw a free spot next to Shikamaru and walked over. "Yo. Shikamaru, can I sit here?" Naruto asked. Shikamaru shrugged before he went back to his laziness. Naruto sat down and looked at Iruka. The man that was currently lecturing had grown a little old by the time Naruto became Hokage. Sure, he was a young man now, but when Naruto became, and Naruto himself was 32, Iruka was already in his 40s. Well, it wasn't that old, it still had some visible wrinkles that Naruto could occasionally mock, as long as it wasn't too much. The graduation exam is an exam on one of the 3 academy, this year being the clone. Naruto groaned. He looked at his desk quietly. Could he pass if he used a shadow clone? Would they notice? He had to pass at least, he had to become Hokage again. Naruto sensed someone staring at him. He looked around quickly before he met a pair of pale eyes. Hinata. Naruto blushed slightly, as did Hinata, as she noticed that he looked back at her. She turned red instantly and turned back to the blackboard. "I will go into the room next door, another will call your name when it is your turn. I'll be there with Mizuki to receive you." Naruto's eyes darkened. Mizuki, a traitor by heart. He was currently after the forbidden scroll to gain power, he later joined Orochimaru too. Naruto looked out the window. He had to find a way to contact Kurama. Naruto spotted Sasuke sitting in front of him. This Sasuke was brooding, thinking about his revenge. Not the Sasuke Naruto knew, who had a daughter sitting next to him. Sakura, she was still a fangirl, with no educational experience or strength. All this one had was book smarts, which really didn't help during the wave mission. The only time she started blooming was during the Chunin exam, but even then she wasn't exactly strong. Naruto sighed. What was he going to do? He came on Sasuke's team because he failed the exam, but passed because of Iruka's judgment later that day after the scroll incident, but if Naruto failed he wouldn't show his abilities and still keep the idiot Naruto facade. Which he really didn't like, he was Hokage after all, not some measly genin. "Uzumaki Naruto." A voice called out. Naruto snapped out of his thoughts and stood up. He nodded at the Chunin and followed the woman out of the room. Iruka and Mizuki were seated behind a desk, papers in their hands, and a serious expression across their faces. "Naruto performs the clone technique," Iruka said. Naruto nodded slowly. He lifted his hands into the familiar hand sign. "Pouring chakra into the bunch." "No," Naruto exclaimed. His chakra exploded and 10 overcooked clones lay on the floor. "Well, that's just unfair." Naruto deadpanned. Iruka looked at Naruto, who examined the clones carefully. "Naruto, I can't pass this." Blue eyes met dark ones, "But sensei, it's the..." Naruto started. Iruka stopped him with a hand. "The other students could make at least 3 properly functioning clones, you might have made 10, but they won't do any use in the field." Naruto looked at the clones. He really had to fix the academy when he became Hokage again. First of all, the students' chakra should be measured every year and appropriate for their level should be taught. Naruto at this age had the chakra of a high to low level, but he kept the chakra from the future, hence the 10 clones. This meant that he had to do a meant for actual academy level students with cage level chakra with nearly no control of it because his body literally can't handle it. Naruto dispelled the clones. He started to walk out the door before he muttered out loud. "Like anyone uses the clone when in the field." He shut the door behind him before walking out of the academy. He saw Hinata on the way out and smiled at her. She tried to smile, or at least Naruto thought it was a try, but she instantly turned red and hurried down the hall. Cute. Naruto found his favorite swing under the one tree in front of the academy. Many students had met up with their parents, showing off their headbands. Naruto gave a laugh. 9 out of these actually became genin. Naruto spotted Iruka standing alongside a man with a familiar hat. "Jiji," Naruto whispered out loud. He hadn't seen the Hokage in nearly 20 years, yet the memories of him were so vivid. Naruto wanted to run over and give the old man a hug, but before he even managed to stand up, he noticed his white-haired teacher. "Naruto?" Mizuki said. Naruto looked up at the teacher. "Mizuki-sensei?" he asked. "Come with me for a little." Naruto nodded. He followed the teacher to his apartment's roof, where the two sat down while watching the sun slowly setting. "Iruka didn't pass you because he doesn't like you, he really wants you to be a great ninja at your full potential," Mizuki said with a small smile. Naruto frowned. "The academy should deal with students better," he muttered. Mizuki raised an eyebrow. Naruto looked up at him. "You know, I really wanted to pass. I know I will be the greatest. I probably already am," Naruto exclaimed, mentally laughing. "I guess I have no choice," Mizuki said. "There is a cabin right outside the walls of Konoha in the forest, at the west side. You get there after walking for 20 minutes. Your task is to sneak into the Hokage's office, take a scroll called the Forbidden Scroll. It is a second exam for some more advanced students. You have to learn from that scroll, and when I come to pick you up you can show it to me, and you pass. Mizuki explained. Naruto nodded. I'll do it and finish in no time. Naruto shouted and ran towards the Hokage tower. Naruto easily snuck into the office to the third. He knew how the security worked and how to bypass all security seals. He looked up and saw the third himself looking at him with a puzzled expression. Naruto? He asked. Tears almost formed in Naruto's eyes as his grandfather stood before him alive again. Jiji, I failed the exam. Naruto said. Naruto looked as the third's expression softened, the usual comforting atmosphere the man had spreading onto him. Naruto, you will be a great ninja one day, perhaps this day just wasn't it. The third said. Naruto looked at the floor. He could tell the third about his current condition. He could prove it, hell, he might be able to help Sasuke before the bastard gets his brother killed. Sasuke awakens after Itachi died, but there might be other ways to bypass it. It is emotional trauma of someone you love, it is just a matter of where, when, and how to stage it. Itachi and Sasuke could switch eyes which would give them both the eternal Mangekyo. Sasuke awakened after their talk with the Sage of the Six Paths, which probably is going to happen again, since Obito and Madara are still out there, including Zetsu. Naruto? The third asked. Naruto took a deep breath. To tell or not to tell. If he changed the future too much, would it be too unpredictable and ultimately make him lose? No, he won't lose. Perhaps some things will be different, but this is a grand opportunity to save many, perhaps everyone. Sandame Hokage, Sarutobi Hiruzen. Naruto said. The Hokage's eyes widened. I know I'll probably sound a little crazy, but I want you to activate the privacy seals and send them outside the window or something. No one can hear what I am about to say. Naruto said, using the best voice his 12-year-old body could handle. Naruto? What's going on? Hiruzen asked. Naruto looked at him directly. This goes into the category of Rule 546, Part 15 Paragraph 5. The rules that the fourth Hokage created. Naruto said. Hiruzen looked at him with a shocked expression. He sent them out and activated the seals silently. Those are codes only known to the Hokages. Naruto, how do you? Hiruzen started. Naruto took a deep breath again. First of all, you should be aware of that I know my status as a who my parents are and a lot more. Naruto said. Hiruzen's eyes steeled. From when? He asked. For me, mentally, 20 years ago. Naruto said. Hiruzen chuckled. This is a good prank on Naruto, but please refrain from joking when using such serious measures. Hiruzen said. Naruto shook his head. I learned it from my academy instructor Mizuki, who currently believes I'm stealing the forbidden scroll for a false graduation exam. I learned about the under similar circumstances when I was 12 years old, when I also learned the Kage Bunshin no. Naruto said. What? Naruto, what is going on? I'm not following. Is Mizuki a traitor? You were 12 20 years ago? Hiruzen asked. I nearly died, Jiji. This morning. They taught me that sent me back in time, I think. Naruto said. He chuckled slightly. Are you perhaps under his influence? Hiruzen asked. Naruto looked him straight in the eyes. Do you doubt my father's sealing abilities? I think you would trust your successor more than that. Naruto deadpanned. So you do know who your father is? Hiruzen said. Naruto nodded. Jiji, for me, 6 months ago I took the mantle as the 7th Hokage. I know everything about the village. Even the truth about the Uchiha incident, the Kyuubi attack, Orochimaru, Danzo, Madara, and even more shit that's going to happen in the future. Naruto said. Hiruzen looked at him with wide eyes. Naruto, this is very hard to believe, but there are things you are saying that must be the truth, or else the security in our village would be less than I hoped. Hiruzen said and found his pipe, lighting it and taking a deep drag. Digi, I need to pass, I must watch over Uchiha Sasuke. Naruto said. Hiruzen raised an eyebrow. And why is that? He asked. Naruto frowned at him. Sasuke is thirsty for revenge, he will not stop before he gets it, I think. I have the power to stop him any time and at any place. I want to save Itachi too, because shit is going to happen in the next 5 years that no one will like, and the best place to start fixing it is that broody 12-year-old arrogant asshole we call Sasuke. Naruto said. Hiruzen chuckled, but his expression soon hardened. You say many things are going to happen, should I know? Naruto's eyes widened this time. Wait, you accept it just like that? He asked. Hiruzen huffed. Naruto, I have lived through wars, seen your father rise from a shy genin into one of the greatest Hokage ever been. I have seen countless weird techniques. You have one of the greatest demons inside your gut. Time travel doesn't really seem quite impossible. He said. Naruto grinned. Thanks Jiji, but hey, can I just borrow the scroll and kick Mizuki's ass back here? I need reasons to know about the and Kage Bunshin. Naruto said. Hiruzen shook his head. What? Why not? Naruto asked. First, your reason can be me, I owe it to you. As for how I have failed you during your childhood and about your heritage, if you hadn't already known, you would have found out about today, which I personally think is far too early. If someone asks, you have trained with me and talked with me. Second, you can go kick Mizuki's ass anyway, I hope you know how to sense and find it. Hiruzen asked. Naruto grinned. I can do much more than make sense, but I really think it won't be necessary. By the way, you should call Jiraiya. I need the toad summoning contract and there is the entire ordeal. Naruto said as he teleported out of the office. Minato, I hope you're watching your son. He truly is great. Hiruzen smiled. Naruto went to one of the highest places in the middle of Konoha, he sat down and gathered the natural energy flowing through everything and everyone. He entered Sage mode after getting that perfect balance you need unless you want to turn into a frog or have no effect. Naruto found Mizuki heading to the cabin he talked about earlier and sped after him. On the way he created a clone to use Henge and transform into the Forbidden Scroll, after all, he had to lure Mizuki in. It took him a good 10 minutes to reach the cabin from his previous position, his ears a little cold from the night wind. Naruto looked around before Mizuki made his entrance. Naruto, good. You're here, now hand over the scroll. Naruto stood up, smiling. Did I pass sensei? He asked as he delivered the clone to Mizuki. The white-haired man started to laugh. Like a demon could ever become a ninja. Mizuki sneered. It's better if you just die right here. Mizuki unsheathed one of his shuriken. Naruto rolled his eyes. Oh, you mean your lack of wits actually can't see the difference between the scroll and the kunai? Naruto said. Shut up, demon. Mizuki shouted before a wicked smile grew on his face. You know why the villagers hate you, Naruto? Because 12 years ago the fourth sealed the nine-tailed fox into a boy, making him the demon incarnate. You are that boy, you are the Mizuki said. Naruto snorted. Yeah, I'm but no demon. You, on the other hand, are traitors. Trying to steal the scroll. Good thing the third is always watching. I'm bringing you in. Naruto said. He ran towards the teacher before Mizuki could react. Naruto kicked a hard uppercut up Mizuki's chin and continued with some hard jabs to the chest and stomach. Page Bunshin no Naruto shouted and 10 clones formed around him. They went into a flurry of kicks and punches, working as a well-oiled war machine. Naruto formed in his hand, much bigger than what he could when he was this age before, after all, with so much chakra he had to use more to gain the same level of control. Rasengan. Naruto shouted as he slammed a sphere into Mizuki, the teacher getting knocked out immediately. Naruto sighed. I didn't even get tired. He said as he picked up Mizuki's body and teleported back to the Hokage's office. GG. Naruto said as he arrived in the office. Hiruzen looked at him with wide eyes. You're done? He asked. Naruto scoffed. Like you didn't watch in that crystal of yours. He said. Hiruzen smiled. I'm still surprised. I'll call for the I want you to have something. The third said as he found 4 scrolls. These scrolls are your heritage. I wanted to give them to you when you either came of age or became trustworthy, but since you are far above 18 mentally, I can make an exception. The first scroll is the money that belonged to your father and mother. Minato was, so there's quite the deal in there when you add Kushina's savings. This scroll is the contract for the Namikaze mansion, where your parents lived. This one is all their belongings, like pictures, books, clothings. The last one here is your father's notes and studies. I want you to take good care of all of them. Naruto nodded at the old man as he accepted the scrolls. There is also this. Hiruzen picked up a headband with a blue cloth. Congratulations on graduating, Nanadame. Hiruzen teased. Though, for me you are a genin. I want you to go through the ranks like a normal ninja. You might have been in your time, but you are not now. That is how it stays until you are officially crowned again. Hiruzen continued. Gigi. Thank you so much, but I really hope you put me with Sasuke so I can watch him. Hiruzen nodded. Yes, is there anything more? Naruto looked down for a second. Haruno Sakura and Hada Kakashi. They were my team back in the days, Team 7, I want that team back. I know how to improve and work with them. Kakashi was also my father's student, so I guess he might want to spend a little time with me, hopefully. Naruto chuckled. Hiruzen nodded. I thought about putting you and Sasuke with him anyway. Sakura will probably be a good addition if you recommend her. Go and sleep now Naruto, tomorrow you have to meet up here at 4 o'clock to take your ninja ID picture. The team elections are the day after that, so be well rested. Good night. Good night, Gigi. Naruto smiled as he flashed back to his apartment again. Naruto was sitting on his bed looking out the window. He was trying to plan what he was going to do and how he was going to do it. First of all, he would have to check the limits of this young body compared to his chakra levels and find out how he would help Sasuke and Sakura grow without turning them into evil followers. Currently, both of them hated him or disliked him at the very least. Naruto laid back down on the bed. What if he changed the future enough that he wouldn't get the ideal ending? What if Hinata died because of some stupid thing? Perhaps the Chunin exam? No, Naruto can't think like that. He shook his head. I should probably get some training. Naruto muttered as he heaved himself off the bed, grabbing one of his black shirts and sweatpants. Naruto jogged to training ground 7, he trained there nearly all the time in the previous timeline and he wasn't about to stop now. What about Hinata? She isn't the same as she was when she and Naruto got married or had kids. By then she had grown and become one of the best ninja in the village. Right now, she is a shy girl who wants to be recognized. Naruto sighed. He wanted his Hinata. His wife. His everything, but she had to take care of Himawari and Boruto, even if he did find a way to bring her back here. Naruto looked at the ground. Could he even love her? This wasn't his wife, this was a completely different person. She would never be the same if Naruto stopped the war before it began, or if he didn't let her sister get kidnapped by Toneri. Naruto shook his head. He would have to think about the now and not the love life he might have. Naruto started to stretch out, feeling his muscles start to work. He started with physical exercise. This meant as many push-ups, sit-ups and pull-ups on any surface he could manage. Mostly on water, if he managed to control, on trees, if he managed to control or just on the plain old ground. Naruto switched back and forth through the exercises until his stamina finally started to catch up with him, even though his endless supplies weren't used to such sudden training. Naruto smiled as his body started to grow sore. He sat up by a tree and started meditating. Nothing was more calming than gathering nature chakra and meditating in sage mode. You could feel everything. The birds, the humans, the squirrels. You could sense the trees and flowers, feel the flow of chakra run through absolutely everything. Naruto looked at the sky, the sun warming every inch of his body. Didn't he have something to do today? Sure, he would have to check his chakra supplies and how many of them he could make. He could at least enter sage mode, do the Kage Bunshin, the Shunshin, and… Naruto tried entering his mindscape again, but was still being shut out by the seal which was stronger than ever. He sighed and stood up slowly. He had to train, talk to the third, take a picture, train, check out his family's scrolls, find the estate, buy new clothes and equipment. What was the time? Naruto looked at a clock he had brought with him for safety. 3:45, well at least he wasn't that late. Panic spread through him suddenly. Training ground 7, while relatively close to the village, was still on the opposite side of the Hokage tower and he had to pass through the gate so he wouldn't alarm the barrier. Shit. Naruto muttered as he started running. This could also be counted as training, so it wasn't a total waste. He sped up, using chakra to enhance his speed, and due to his horrible control, he used far more and went way too fast compared to what speed he wanted to go at. He arrived at the gate soon after, stopping momentarily to let the eternal guards at the gate, Izumo and Katetsu, look and check him in. Naruto waved at them before he continued to speed towards the Hokage tower. He dodged, gently pushed, jumped over, slid under, jumped up at the wall, anything he had to keep up the speed, while he ran through the bustling streets of Konoha. He got to the tower around 5 minutes to 4, looking at the receptionist carefully. The woman behind the desk gave him a glare, but paid him no attention. Naruto looked down. He had forgotten by the looks and whispers he got when he was smaller. He knew of the pain of loneliness, of course. No one just forgets that. He looked at her carefully before giving her a smile. He hurried to the third's office. He knocked and waited until he got the come-in from the old man. Opening the door and bowing the moment he stepped in gave the photograph stationed in the room a little shock. He knew who Naruto was, he also knew that the blonde had zero to non-social skills, he was rude and pulled pranks all the time. Naruto sat down on a stool centered in front of a plain wall. He gave a small smile as the photographer took the picture. The process of getting the picture on his ninja registration form took around 5 minutes. Hiruzen looked over it approvingly before he put down the paper. Naruto, where is your forehead protector? Hiruzen asked. Naruto looked up to see his bangs firmly hanging closely over his eyes. I forgot, it's been 6 months since I thought about such things. Naruto said lamely. He forgot that the photographer was still in the room and laughed nervously. Hiruzen nodded. It's fine, just wear it tomorrow at least. He said as he took a drag from his pipe. The door into the office opened suddenly, a small figure dashed into the room. Before Hiruzen or the photographer noticed anything, Naruto was standing, holding a small child by his shirt firmly. He noticed who the child was suddenly. Konohamaru. He said out loud. The child stiffened before he started to struggle against his grip. Let go. The child said and tried to bite Naruto's hand. Another person followed in through the door. Honorable grandson, where have you been? He asked. Ibisu then noticed Naruto holding said grandson and glared shortly before Hiruzen gave a disapproving look towards the special. "Ha, so now that you know who I am, you won't hurt me?" Konohamaru said. Naruto looked at the kid. "No way I care about that," he said and dropped Konohamaru. The smaller boy fell to the floor with a thumb but stood up immediately. "I just have more important things." Naruto looked at Konohamaru. He knew that he had treated Boruto like this when he was Hokage. Shaking off his son because of important matters. "I just have something against hitting weaklings," Naruto said with a smile. Konohamaru huffed. "I'm not weak. I'm going to be," he shouted. Naruto gave a snort. "I bet you can't even beat that teacher of yours," he said. Konohamaru turned to Ibisu. "Hell yeah I can," he shouted and ran at the teacher. Ibisu, taken aback by the sudden turn of events, suddenly found the third Hokage's grandson wildly punching after him. "Honorable grandson, you must not listen to people like him. I will teach you the best way to become Hokage, so follow me now," Ibisu said. Konohamaru ignored him. Naruto looked at Hiruzen. They nodded and Naruto teleported out of the room. Konohamaru didn't stop hunting Ibisu though, but the man was looking at the spot Naruto stood with a slightly shocked expression. Naruto arrived at his apartment. He found his forehead protector at the nightstand and looked at it fondly. Next to it were the 4 scrolls the third had given him yesterday. He took up the one with the money sealed inside. "Hi," he said as the scroll glowed, recognizing his chakra. A note and several scrolls appeared. Naruto grabbed the note and started to read. Naruto went wide-eyed. This was more money than he imagined, the amount of ramen he could buy with this. Naruto shook his head. He had to be careful with this. First of all, he should buy himself some new clothes and ninja equipment. Naruto grabbed the scroll with his parents' belongings and unsealed it too. 3 different scrolls appear, all having different labels. One of them read Kushina, another read Minato, and the third read Kamen. Naruto unsealed Kushina's scroll. Clothing, pictures of her and her team, her family members, and a uniform with a forehead protector Naruto thought he would never see. It was like a normal forehead protector, but the cloth was black and the signature Uzumaki swirl was etched on the metal plate. "This is from Yuzugakure," Naruto muttered. He grinned, he had to add this to his new outfit. He put the forehead protector next to his Konoha one and continued to look through his mother's belongings. He found a blue scarf he recognized from around when he was 18. His mother had knitted this for him. Naruto smiled and put it to the side. The rest of Kushina's stuff was mainly cookbooks, notes, some novels, history books about Yuzu which Naruto also was going to read later, and a hair clip. He put the pictures to the side, wanting to have something to fill his apartment. Naruto resealed the belongings he didn't want to keep at easy access and put the scroll to the side, moving on to his father's belongings. He unsealed the scroll. The first thing Naruto noticed was the folded white fabric which took up most of the place. He grabbed it and watched it unfurl as it reached a longer length than his total height. He noticed the red flames etching the bottom immediately and turned to coat to stare at the familiar writing. "Fourth Hokage." Naruto grinned. The original, his father's coat. The most noticeable thing to his father other than his spiky blonde hair. Naruto knew that the coat was way too big for him and folded it again. He had to take care of that. He also had his own coat that suited him much better. There was also a standard uniform located in the pile of things, also a book that Naruto knew well. Jiraiya's first novel, The Gutsy Ninja. Naruto took the book and added it to his pile of the things he wanted to keep unsealed. He also found the recipe for the 3-pronged kunai, which he had to take to the weapon shop later. There were also several history books here, some novels and romans. Lots of plain clothing and pictures of his old team with Jiraiya, his students, and several of himself and Kushina. Naruto smiled fondly, he put all the pictures to the side along with his mother's. He resealed the clothing and boring history books before moving on to the third scroll. He unsealed it and just a few things appeared. It was an album and a box. Naruto opened the album, finding several pictures from his parents' childhood and teens to adult life and the time right before he was born. Naruto smiled fondly and put the album away. He opened the little box, finding 4 rings laying inside. 2 made of silver and the other 2 shiny gold. Naruto laughed, tears forming slightly in his eyes. Engagement and wedding rings. "Of course," Naruto said. He closed the box again and sealed it back into the scroll, adding a second layer of security seals to make sure that it wouldn't get stolen or lost. He sealed the resealed scrolls back into the slightly larger scroll and put it next to the scroll with all the money. He found the one with his father's studies. Unsealing it revealed another scroll with more seals written on it. It took Naruto a great 10 minutes of his life to come into the actual contents. The ninjas was the greatest secret, the reason many ninja were burnt on the spot when they died. Minato knew this and was extra careful. There were several blood seals, chakra recognition seals which were toned to family security, several hidden seals with booby traps, and the like. Inside were several notes on the and how Minato created and perfected them. Well, he didn't create them, but he really did make it a lot better. It also had the recipe for the sealing tags used as beacons for the, which would make Naruto's life much easier. There was also notes on different seals, and Battle Fit Naruto made sure that he took time to read them later. Minato's own training regime was also written down. It consisted of jogging in the morning, training with the team, then physical exercises, dinner, and then chakra control, and working with. Simple really, but it was effective. Naruto resealed the notes, better be safe than sorry. He grabbed the recipes for the Hiraishin kunai and tags, also bringing with him a quite good amount of money. He had to go shopping. Naruto headed to the weapons store first, after all, making equipment took time, and he also needed new kunai and shuriken sets, also new explosive tags and shurikens. He entered the shop quickly, hoping to get it done before the day was over. It was already 5 o'clock after all. "Welcome, is there something I can help you with?" a voice asked. Naruto turned to the counter where a man in his 40s stood proudly behind the desk. "Yes, I want to custom order something," Naruto said. He walked over to the counter and put the recipes on the table. "I want both of these mass-produced for me only," and the tag stuck firmly onto the kunai. Naruto said. The man studied the kunai carefully. "This is the 4th kunai, I'm not sure about the tags, but I can get it produced, it will take a while." "How many are you looking for?" he asked. Naruto thought about it for a moment. "If you could make this occasionally so I can restock on it several times, I can pay you more than the actual price. After all, I might use them and wouldn't like to be stuck without any weapons while on a mission. I'll buy some normal kunai first so you can create a large set to begin with," Naruto said. The man nodded. He started writing down the order. Naruto went and picked up several kunai and shuriken sets in addition to some explosive tags and put them on the counter. The man nodded. "That will be 150,000 ryo," the man said. Naruto put the money on the counter. That hadn't even scratched the surface of his now bottomless wallet, but then again, ninja equipment was pretty cheap. "The first set will be done in around a week, being double the size of a normal set to keep you going. You will gain a new set every second week, hope to see you again," the man said. Naruto nodded. "You sure will." Naruto headed out. Now for the ninja armor and clothing shop. Naruto hurried down the street, finding the shop pretty easily. He entered and noticed a few other people being inside. Some of them paid him no attention, others gave him the look or muttered something under their breath. Naruto hurried over to the clothing section, looking for a new style. He got several pairs of black ninja pants, shorts, and shirts. He took with him a sleeveless orange hoodie to wear when he had time off. He then went to the armory section. He chose an orange hoodie with black stripes at the edge of the sleeves, similar to the one he wore, but, as a hoodie, after all, he had just recently got that outfit and it was just unfair if he couldn't choose something similar. He was fond of that after all. He also brought more black ninja pants. He got several sets of black ninja sandals and some dark orange ninja pouches to attach to his leg. He went to the counter with the clothing. The woman behind the counter looked at him with annoyance. Naruto sighed. "I have the money, now let me buy my stuff and I'll no longer be your concern," he said. The woman looked considering for a moment before she finally brought her hand forward since the entire desk was occupied by clothes. "That would be 20,000 ryo," she said. Naruto gave her the money and after she had bagged them he left. The sun was setting and Naruto walked calmly down the street. The entire day had been a rush and he couldn't wait to get home. "Honorable grandson, come back," a voice shouted from behind Naruto as Konohamaru sped past him. "No way, I won't be taught by you anymore," he shouted. Naruto looked at the ordeal since Ebisu quickly caught up to Konohamaru, having the kid struggle against his grip. Naruto took the bags and put them on the ground, leaving his hands free. Naruto created a shadow clone and it picked up the clothes and weapons. "Take that home," he said. The clone nodded and walked away. Naruto walked over to Ebisu and Konohamaru. "Ebisu, you shouldn't force the honorable grandson to do anything now, should you?" Naruto smirked. Ebisu let go of Konohamaru's hand. "It's you," he said. He gave a disapproving look to Naruto. "How can you think of learning that brat anything if you can't even notice the difference between a scroll and a kunai? The trash and the trash can? The classroom and the students?" Naruto asked. Ebisu looked at him strangely. "Are the students in the classroom?" Naruto asked Konohamaru. The boy shook his head. "Are the trash and the trash can one and the same?" he asked again. Konohamaru looked at him. "No," he answered. "If you seal a kunai inside a scroll, does the scroll become a kunai?" he asked both of them. "No," they replied at the same time. Then how come I am what is sealed inside of me? Naruto asked Ibisu. The man looked down. I have to consult with the third about certain matters soon, I guess it would be nice if I refrained from mentioning this to him. Naruto said. Ibisu nodded. Konohamaru. Naruto smiled. If you want some training tips I would be happy to give them to you, but first you must think about what it means to be and what it means to you. He said before he teleported back home. Perhaps I should have trained with Konohamaru today instead. No, it'll be better if he tries a little on his own. I'll train with him during the next few days. Naruto said as he started sorting his clothes into the closet. I guess I can go eat some ramen then. Naruto said and started heading out again. Naruto was currently putting on his newly bought clothes. He wore black ninja pants and sandals with his orange hoodie. His dark orange ninja pouch was located on his right thigh filled with some of his new kunai and shurikens. On his forehead was his trusty forehead protector of Konoha, while on his left side by his hip was the forehead protector from Yuzugakure. Naruto looked at himself in the mirror, content with the outcome. He did miss his white cape though, he missed his life in general, but now he was here and he had to do the best he could with it. Naruto looked at the clock. He had to meet in the academy in about half an hour, that was enough time to walk instead of running down the streets again. The blonde chuckled as he walked out the door and locked it after him. Walking down the street in Konoha early in the morning is one of the most relaxing things Naruto has ever done. You get to watch the stores upon, the sun rising, and this calm silence that would fill the village. When Naruto became one, he would usually be stressed enough to forget about it, but when he first managed a day off, he would walk around and just watch the village he loved so much awaken. He got to the academy at a reasonable time, there were still another 10 minutes left before the orientation meeting started. Naruto walked into the classroom where many of the genins wanted were bustling with energy. Boy, Naruto. Didn't you fail, what are you doing here? Shikamaru asked. Naruto looked at him. Can't you see this amazing forehead protector? I am the best in this class after all. Naruto said. Shikamaru sighed. Yeah okay, I don't care. He said as he sank back down onto the desk. Naruto laughed. This is one of the smartest people in Konoha, and here he is, thinking that this is more troublesome than anything. Naruto found Sasuke in the row in front of Shikamaru, lacking any Sakura or Ino, but Hinata also had a free spot. Naruto looked between the two several times before he moved over to Hinata. He was going to be on the same team as Sasuke, but Hinata, he wouldn't see her as much. Hey Hinata. Can I sit here? Naruto asked, flashing a smile. Hinata made little noise, but nodded quickly. Great. Naruto said as he sat down next to her. He stole occasional glances, she was always so pretty. Her cute short hair and beautiful pale eyes. Naruto's 32-year-old mind held much control over him. So Hinata, what are your expectations? Naruto asked. Hinata looked at him nervously. I believe that we will all become great end ninjas. She said. Naruto smiled. I know you'll be great, you're probably the best female in our class. Naruto said as he smiled even wider. Thank you, but I don't think so, she whispered back. Naruto looked down. Hinata. I'm training in the late afternoon nearly every day unless something important comes up. Do you want to join me? We can be super strong together. Naruto exclaimed. Hinata looked at him, blushing a lot to say at least. I would have to ask my father, but I would really like that, and Naruto. She said. Naruto gave her a thumbs up. Great. We can talk to each other tomorrow, I'll find you, don't worry. Naruto said as Haruka came in. Alright everyone, settle down. Haruka called out. The class found their seats and actually stayed silent for once. We're going to sort you into teams of 3, assigned to who will guide you. Haruka lifted a paper up from his desk. Naruto stared out the window as Haruka started to call out the different teams. He knew that only teams 7, 8 and 10 survived the Genin test. The rest of them failed in one way or another. Team 7, Haruno Sakura, Uchiha Sasuke. A loud squeal was heard, interrupting Haruka. And Uzumaki Naruto. A sudden bang to the desk was followed by the name, courtesy of Sakura of course. Your sensei will be Hada Kakashi. Iruka finished. Naruto looked at Hinata. I could have exchanged Sakura with you. He muttered. Teammate will be Abiram Shino, Hyuga Hinata, and Inyazuka Kiba. Your sensei will be Uhi Kurenai. Haruka said. The genin to be in question looked at each other with small smiles. Team 9 is still active, Team 10 will be Akimichi Choji, Nara Shikamaru, and Yamanaka Ino. Your sensei will be Sarutobi Asuma. Haruka finished. It didn't take long before some of the sensei came and picked up their team, but, as always, Kakashi was later than every single one of them. Haruka even left the classroom as he had to go to another meeting. Naruto looked at his teammates. So do any of you think of an area you want to specialize in? Naruto asked. Sasuke gave no reply, but Sakura was suddenly shouting. Why should I listen to you, idiot? Sakura shrieked. Naruto looked at her. Sakura, we're going to be on the same team and we're going into a world where people die. If you want to create bad bonds with your team and cause imbalance, it will surely make us fail. If you don't want a wake-up call from me, then you can wait until you get in a real life and death situation. Naruto said. It was a little rude, yes, but he did really love Sakura as a sister. As he knew what risks posed on any missions, and he was not going to let Sakura get herself hurt. What do you know, Naruto? Sakura retorted. Naruto laughed. I have trained a lot for a long time. There have been ups and downs, but you should know what kind of occupation you are choosing and not just follow that duckpit over there. Sasuke gave him a glare at the comment. Sakura looked down. I know what I'm choosing. She said. Naruto smiled. I'm not saying this to be mean, Sakura. Naruto said. I just don't want to watch you get hurt if something happens. Sakura scoffed. Like I am the one getting hurt, you didn't even pass the exam. She said. Actually, I did graduate, so I guess I passed. Naruto smirked. Sakura froze for a second. How did you actually pass? She asked. At this, Sasuke had turned his attention to the two. Oh, you know, I just found a test a little closer to my level. Naruto replied. Sakura snorted. Of course, they had to dumb it down for you. She said. Naruto looked away. He had forgotten how much Sakura looked down at him at this time. He knew she was a fangirl and not really strong, but the relationship between them had gotten much better after the wave mission. Believe what you want, Sakura, I'm going to meditate. Naruto said as he sat down with his back to them. He started gathering nature chakra again. Really, the feeling of being one with everything and everyone was very calming. Naruto really wanted to help Sakura and Sasuke, but he had forgotten how uncooperating and unbalanced they were. He sensed Kakashi walking towards the academy, who probably had been wasting time around somewhere. Naruto chuckled. Kakashi nearly got Sasuke disqualified from the exam because of his tardiness. It was kind of sad. Naruto let the nature chakra run out of his system. It would be a little hard to explain to Kakashi. Naruto turned around and walked towards the others. Sensei is coming. Naruto said. Sakura looked at him puzzled and Sasuke turned slightly. Just at the right time, Kakashi opened the door to the classroom. You're late. Sakura shouted. Naruto huffed and Sasuke just turned away. Kakashi studied them. Meet me at the roof in 3 minutes. Kakashi said before he used the body flicker to disappear in a swirl of leaves. Naruto nodded before he waved at his squadmates and followed his teacher with the same technique. Naruto arrived at the roof, finding Kakashi leaning against the railing. Yo. Kakashi-sensei. Naruto said. Kakashi turned. You're quick. Kakashi said. Naruto shrugged. I'm just that awesome. Naruto replied. So, what do you think about this team, sensei? Naruto asked. Kakashi looked at him. For now, I see nothing much. You then? Kakashi asked. Naruto looked up for a second. Sakura has potential, she has the control and capability to become a great medic, hell she would probably become a new Tsunade. Naruto said. Kakashi had an amused expression. What about Sasuke? He asked. Sasuke needs work, he has the raw talent and mind but is too arrogant and doesn't care for those close to him or at least those who try to get close to him. He is power hungry and drowning in revenge. Unless someone can get him off that path, he will probably do something drastic. I believe that Sasuke has amazing potential, hell he can be the strongest ninja ever, but his personality is holding him back. Naruto said. Kakashi's eyes widened. Naruto's personality was easily described by many, dumb, prankster, clumsy, and no skill whatsoever. This Naruto saw pros and cons about his team, thinking how to help them without even knowing them. Kakashi stared at him before he went back to his I don't care look. What about you then? Kakashi asked. Naruto chuckled. I have way too big chakra reserves for my body, but I am starting to get the hang of it. My biggest flaw in personality would be that I won't ever give up on my friends, even if they tried to kill me. Naruto said. Kakashi looked at him. Before the older man could reply, the two others from their squad came through the door, Sakura being a little tired from all the stairs. Well then, now that we have all gathered, why don't we introduce ourselves? Kakashi said and motioned for them to sit down. The three genin hopefuls sat down at the little steps before the railing. Sensei. What should we say? We already know each other, so why don't you start? Sakura said. Naruto smirked. Even with him changing much of what had happened already, some things stayed the same. Kakashi gave an eye smile. My name is Hada Kakashi, I have many likes and many dislikes, my hobbies are none of your concern. I have no dream. He clapped his hands. Say something like that. The silver-haired man replied. He pointed at Naruto. You start. My name is Uzumaki Naruto, I like training, ramen, Konoha, my team, and my family members. I dislike traitors and those who treat their friends like scum. My hobbies are gardening, training, and reading. My dream is to be the best Hokage ever and carry on the will of fire. Naruto grinned. Kakashi looked at him fondly. He really was his parent's son. Naruto, you're an orphan, how can you like your family members? Sakura asked. Naruto flashed another smile. My family might not be alive, but I love my parents anyway, and my family isn't necessarily by blood. Naruto replied. Kakashi looked at him. So you know. He stated. Naruto nodded. Okay then, Pinky, you go. Kakashi said. My name is Haruno Sakura. The one I like is. She glances at Sasuke before blushing. My hobbies are. She smiled and blushed even more. My dream is. She squealed loudly. I hate Naruto and Ino Pig. She shouted out. Kakashi nodded slowly. Next, Broody over there. He said. My name is Uchiha Sasuke, I have no likes and many dislikes. My hobbies are nothing but training. My dream, no, ambition is to kill a certain someone. He said darkly. Naruto rolled his eyes. He really needed to do something about Sasuke, but what? It was like it was with Hinata, this wasn't his Sasuke, and pulling the one from his timeline here would just be cruel. He had a daughter and wife to take care of after all, not that Sakura really needed taking care of them. Okay, tomorrow we'll meet at 7 o'clock for a survival exercise. Don't eat breakfast or you will throw up. Kakashi said as he waved his hand. He once again simply disappeared with a body flicker. Sakura, Sasuke. Naruto started. His two teammates had already started to leave. Guys. He shouted after them. Shut up, Naruto. Sakura said. Naruto huffed. Well, if you want to fail that test then it's fine. I'll do well with another team too, but Sasuke, you'll be held down, and Sakura, you probably won't be working with Sasuke again. Naruto said. The two stopped. What do you mean, dope? Sasuke asked. Naruto rolled his eyes. The Genin test, we'll fail if this is how we act. Naruto said. Sakura looked at him. We're already Genin. She said. Naruto shook his head. We passed the academy, but we must get approved by Kakashi-sensei too, he can send us back to the academy. This test has a 66% fail rate. Naruto said. Sasuke looked at him. How do you know this? He asked. Naruto smiled. I guess you could know, but then again, you guys hate me, don't care about me, and wouldn't care if I had a major change at all. Not that you would notice. Naruto said. He was feeling slightly irritated, but then again, Sakura and Sasuke were kids. 12-year-olds, about to step into a world where it is kill or be killed for many. I'm sorry, but I have to go talk to the third. Naruto said. He walked past them. Naruto, what is your business with the Hokage? Sakura asked. Naruto stopped. I'm just wondering if perhaps my family should be more known and if perhaps I should let Kakashi a little bit more on my condition. Naruto said. Sakura looked at him, a slight look of worry was on her face momentarily. Are you ill or something? She asked. Naruto grinned. No. Naruto walked away from his teammates. He headed to the tower. He knew that the third kept his heritage a secret so he would be liked as him and not as some important figure or end up like Konohamaru, forever in someone's shadow. Naruto also knew that it was to protect him from his parents' enemies. He saw the tower come closer and closer as he moved forwards. Having that in mind, Naruto also wanted to be able to tell his teammates everything about him. He wanted the villagers to see him as Uzumaki Naruto, but not just the. He wanted the night of the attack to actually be explained and not covered up. Perhaps the villagers might glorify his ass if they knew he was the son of Minato, but it was no secret for the shinobi side. Kakashi knew it, Shikaku probably knows, hell even Shikamaru might know. The only thing that kept the villagers from seeing was the shadow which was hovering over Naruto. He felt no shame of being and of course he felt no shame in being the fourth Hokage's kid. He was stronger than Minato, having surpassed him a long time ago, but he was still a little unsure. If the villagers liked him because he was Minato's son, would he lose his name? Would he turn out to be like Konohamaru, forever expected, and just the fourth son? Naruto passed the receptionist, keeping her in mind, as he walked up to Hiruzen's office. He knocked 3 times before the command sounded through the door. Naruto opened the door, giving a small bow to the old man. Naruto, how was your day? Hiruzen asked. Naruto sighed. Sakura and Sasuke are even worse than I remember. I am here for another reason though. Naruto replied. Hiruzen raised an eyebrow. Oh? He asked. I was wondering, when are we going to announce my heritage? I waited to go to my parents' estate because if I just wandered to the fourth's old house, someone would ask questions. Also, I recently bought several sets of the 3-pronged kunai because it is a part of my fighting style, but just having those outside the gates will raise questions in the other villages. Though I do want to have a name for myself, I really am not used to being so secretive. Not anymore at least. Naruto said. Hiruzen frowned as he took a drag from his pipe. Perhaps the exam. If you manage to prove yourself, showing off, setting that rumor about your powers. At the final part of the exam, at the complete end, when we announce the winner, which I'm betting on is going to be you, Naruto chuckled. I can introduce you to Uzumaki Namikaze Naruto. It will bring you even more attention, and you will already be quite known throughout several villages, as the exam is broadcasted. Naruto nodded. I can hold out until then. Then for the other reason I'm here. Kakashi, I think we should let him in on this. Thanks for watching my video, see you next time, till then sayonara.